Right guys, part 2 of Pitch Perfect. Golf pitching, how to make your pitching a lot better by using technique, which was in the first video, so I covered all the Pitch Perfect technique, how to use your body more effectively, use your arms less, improve a much better quality of strike. You can check that out in the window up here, or in the description down below, or in the comments down below. You should not miss it. Now it's all about distance control and how effective that is. So I was saying in the first video, I don't believe a lot of players with a pitch hit it massively right and left. Not massively, but distance control front and back is always a massive hazard. I'll see that all the time, where you're not going to miss a target by more than 15 yards right and left. Not normally. Let's say it's on a 50-yard shot. You're not going to miss it 15 yards right and left. That's quite a big space. But we could, with either bad striking or bad judgment, hit it easily 15 yards short or easily 15 yards long. I see that all the time. It might be smack bang down the line of the pin, but it's 15 yards short, 15 yards long. So I wanted to come up with a way of being able to accurately measure your distance control with every wedge shot and every short iron you've got in the bag. And the one thing you've got to do is spend a little bit of time doing this, either at a driving range or a flat surfaced area off grass where there's no wind, because you need to be able to map out these distances, or go and see someone with a launch monitor. So I do it with my launch monitor. It's incredibly accurate, and I can measure exactly how far that ball is going to carry. But then we've got to think, well, what are we actually trying to measure? So the first thing that I would always do is do a chart, which I'll put on screen now. You can copy that chart, more than welcome to. This is just a dead simple chart that I generally use that has the list of the wedges that I have. So I've got my 40-6 degree, which is my pitching wedge, my 50 gap wedge, 54 sand wedge, and 58 my lob wedge. And across the top, you'll see that I've got full swing. So I need to know how far my full swing goes with each of those clubs. I need to know what then swing lengths I can change, how I can change my swing length to then judge different distance controls. And I use a kind of a clock face theory. Now this might work for some, it might not work for everyone. You can either work on a clock face theory, a percentage theory, or a fraction theory, whichever one you want to do. So you can either say I'm going to swing at 90%, or I'm going to swing at 3/4, or I'm going to swing at 4/5, or I'm going to swing at 11-1, whatever that may be, as long as you know exactly what you're trying to do. Like I say, I use a clock face because I feel like it's very simple. So my first clock number is 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And let me explain what that one is. Like I said, I've got my 54 here, which is effectively my sand wedge. But I would do this with every wedge shot in my bag, every single wedge shot. So we've got into Pitch Perfect setup technique, ball position in the middle, sternum in the middle, feet slightly aligned to the left, armpits down. Now, as I turn my body backwards this time, and as I rotate, I'm going to work on relation to my left arm. And at my left arm at the moment, if I picture it being straight down towards the floor, which we know it's a little bit off, but it's straight down, that on a clock is 6 o'clock. That's straight down to the golf ball. 12 up here, 6 down here. As I start to take that left arm back and rotate my body, left arm's going back to 9, left arm's to 10, left arm's more to 11. I'm not using my arms to do that. I am quite solely just turning my body. Now we can think of it that way as a clock, and I think that's really powerful, and it's one that I use. But that's just the back, so I'm going to show you follow through in a minute. Or you could say, right, I'm going to swing 4/5 of the way back. As long as you can do it every time, I don't really care. You might go, I'm going to swing 90% back. Whatever that may be, as long as you can do it every single time, work out your own way of knowing what length of swing it is. So I just use clock face because I think it's quite a simple idea. However far you go on one side, you have to match it on the other. And this is where the 11-1 swing comes in. So I've got in my Pitch Perfect setup. I'm rotating my body back and aiming to get my left arm to 11 o'clock. From that point then, I'm rotating my body through, turning the body, not using my arms, and finishing with my right arm pointed more to 1 o'clock. So 11-1. It's so then easy for me to go, right, I know my 11-1 swing. So in my setup, my 11-1 swing, I know normally lands me 92 yards, 11-1. So let's give that a go. I've got my GC2, so I'll give you some data. 11-1 swing. I almost want to show you this. just so you don't think I'm making it up. 92 yards carry. 92 yards on the nose carry. And that was my 11-to-1 swing. 11-to-1. I'm not doing it again. I won't be able to do it again, you realise that. But I know that my 11-to-1 swing, using my pitch perfect technique, is going to hit it 90 yards, 92 yards. I can then put that in my chart. I'll do an average of those. I might hit 10 of those and then take an average of those 10, which normally my average is about 92. I would then put that figure inside that box. I know my 11-to-1 swing with my 54 degree hits me 92 yards on average. So next time I'm on a golf course and I use my measuring device and I see 92 yards, I look at my chart and go, right, this is 11-to-1, 54 degrees, bang, I've got it. I nailed it. I know what it is. You can then go, okay, so that's that swing done. Next swing, what's my next one? So I would go, again, you can use it in whichever way you want to say it, either in a percentage or a fraction, or you can use my clock idea, or not my clock idea, clocks have been invented much longer than my idea of a golf swing. This time, my left arm's going to go back to 10, the right arm's going to go through to 2. So now this is my 10-to-2 swing. Now my 10-to-2 swing normally hits me about 78 yards. Let's see if that works. Get it in the right box. So I'm going to go pitch perfect style technique. I'm going to go back to 10, through to 2. Right, so that's about 78 yards normally, 82 yards. So I've hit it a little bit more flush that time, but it's there and thereabouts. I'm only 4 yards off where I believe that I should be carrying the golf ball. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. I then do my 9-to-3 swing. My pitch perfect style technique, 9 through to 3. Notice all the time I'm turning my body. I'm not letting my arms do that swing. 9-to-3. I'll give that a hit as well. So 9-to-3 would be about 60 yards, 56. So each time I'm knowing what my swing is. 11-to-1. 10-to-2, 9-to-3, I could do 8-to-4 if I wanted to, with my 54 degrees. Going through the process of this, you've got to be hitting more than one shot. Hit 10, 15, however many shots you want to take. If you're measuring it just out on a flat surface, either go and pace it out or bushel it out to the average point of that, or take an average from your launch monitor to data. By the way, taking off your launch monitor data, make sure you take out any real stinking shots. Let's say you do hit a bad one. Take that out so it doesn't affect your averages, because that would be the worst if that was something you were doing. And it's not on your best, it is on your averages. Then you would go through and do it, well, now I'm going to do it at my 58 degree. Do all the same swings, full swing, 11-to-1, 10-to-2, 9-to-3, 8-to-4. Then I'm going to do it at my 50 degree. Again, same pattern, 46 degrees, same pattern. And over the time, then you will have a completed chart that you should need. That is your Bible. That is what you use from 100 yards and in. You're going to use your new technique with your pitch perfect technique, using your body, restricting your arm action, using your measuring device either from a rangefinder, a watch, using the markers on a golf course, whatever that is. I don't really care how you know, as long as you know your distances from 100 yards and in. You check your chart, you do your swing, and it fills you with so much confidence. So if you now see, if I saw now with 92 yards, I know, bang, my 54 degree, I know it is. I know it's my 11-to-1 swing, and I'm going to pitch it 92 yards. Then allow for the course conditions. So let's say it's a hard green, soft green, whatever that may be. If it's windy, if it's not, that's now then your responsibility to take decisions for. But at least you know on the most closed setting possible your yardages with each wedge. Massively important. Right, hopefully you're enjoying this little series. We've done technique so far, pitch perfect technique, pitch perfect distance control. Now we're going to do height control. So how we can hit the ball lower, how we can hit the ball higher. And again, that has massive advantages if it's into downwind, or if you've got to get the ball to stop quicker, stop less, whatever that may be. We'll do that in the next video. Go and check that out on my channel. It's coming very soon if it's not already. Subscribe by clicking the big box down here. It's completely free to do, and it keeps you in touch with me and all the videos that I do. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, all links down here. Comment, let us know what you think about this little style of technique. Do you use clock heads? Do you use percentages, fractions, whatever that may be? One last final note, I don't care if your 11-to-1 swing is not an 11-to-1 swing. As long as in your head you know that's what it is, as long as you can repeat it, that's good enough for me. As long as you can repeat whatever action you feel is in your head, that's good enough for me. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Part 3 coming very soon.